Hello friends, James Stevenson here with a video about when a $55 billion pay package is not a $55 billion pay package. I'll bring in my co-host Loki, who is curled up in bed sleeping before I share my desktop with you and show you this poll that I ran on X. And I was proud, friends, of my followers on X for getting this poll question right. It's a trick question. I set it up thusly. We've all seen headlines claiming Elon would make $55 billion if shareholders vote for reauthorizing his 2018 compensation agreement. Trick question. How much will Tesla pay Elon when/if he exercises the stock compensation he earned under the terms of the 2018 CEO Performance Award? Billions of dollars? Millions of dollars? Nothing. Elon pays Tesla, or don't know/see results. 50.7%, an absolute majority of responses, even though don't know/see results got 30%. A majority of responses were the correct answer. And I felt like I needed to reply. Like, usually when I run a poll, I don't tell people who was right and who was wrong, but in this case, I felt like the people who guessed these first two, believing they were right, would have felt like this was the wrong answer that was the most popular if I didn't explain it. So I said, those of you wondering how option C can be so popular clearly didn't watch this video, and I left them a link to a video where I explained to folks how the 2018 CEO compensation agreement was expensed. Past tense, it has been expensed already. I'll just walk you through some of the comments here. The first one from Tim West at 87Spider. Elon buys shares from Tesla at the contract price, which is lower than the market price, and the fully diluted shares outstanding number doesn't increase. Since the options were contractual and in place since 2018, anyone doing the numbers properly means nothing changes. I replied, well, Tesla will owe FICA payroll tax on the compensation, but to Uncle Sam, not to Elon, which will hit the income statement, but they'll be able to pay it out of the $7.1 billion cash Elon will spend on purchasing those shares through those options. But that sale won't hit the income statement because it fails the ordinary course of business test. Tesla is not in the business of selling stock, right? They're in the business of selling products and services. You'll see it on the balance sheet when Elon gives Tesla cash. That cash will show up as an asset on Tesla's balance sheet, the same as if they had received that cash from anyone else. And the offsetting entry in the dual entry accrual basis accounting entry will be paid in capital, which is an equity account, so that the assets equals liabilities plus stockholders' equity equation balances. I know some people quibble over that equation sometimes. Deal with it. I need the sunglasses to come down over my face. That's how I learned it. Assets equals liabilities plus stockholders' equity. And the statement of cash flows, proceeds from sale of stock in the financing cash flows. Yes, you'll see it on the balance sheet and on the statement of cash flows, but you won't see Elon's purchase of shares from Tesla on the income statement. You'll only see the payroll tax expense. So there will be a hit, but it's only the hit that happens at the time of exercise, which is the payroll tax expense. Nice detailed explanation there. So I saluted him back there. Will the EPS decline because of the total number of shares? The diluted EPS won't change because the stock compensation Elon has already earned is already approved and vested by the board and included in the diluted share count. There's 304 million more shares in the diluted column than in the basic column because these 304 million shares are awaiting Elon's purchase. He's already earned the right to buy them, but he has not bought them yet. And maybe that's because he's waiting until this legal dispute has been settled to do so before complicating matters a lot more. Any EPS calculated using the basic share count will get worse by about 9% when Elon exercises the shares. That's the impact of the dilution on the basic share count. Most folks are already using the diluted share count for their EPS numbers. I'll go back and scroll down, and we'll just keep answering questions for folks in this video. How many shares will Elon have to sell to pay the taxes? About half, if I had to guess, and I do have to guess. Who knows how Elon's finances work exactly? We know that he's borrowing a lot against his equity in Tesla and SpaceX, or one or the other. Other folks cover this more closely than I do. But he doesn't have $7.1 billion worth of cash sitting around. But Tesla will get paid for these shares. So however he's going to raise that money, maybe he will sell some shares to buy some shares at that discounted price. That seems like one of the likely options. So he may end up with only being able to retain 40% of that 304 million shares allowable to be purchased after he pays all of his taxes and pays for the shares themselves. They're not free. It's not a gift. It's not a grant to Elon. He has to buy the shares at the same price anybody could have bought them when his pay package was voted on in 2018. Steve at maximum_plaid replied, I voted for all the board recommendations, but it does dilute the shares when they eventually vest. I said they have already vested and they have already hit the diluted share count. Both of those are inarguably true statements. While I am 100% in favor of Elon getting the package, said lots of underscores Mike and 2 more underscores. This poll is deceiving. Yes, Elon will get shares and pay for them, but buying something at a discount isn't paying Tesla, it is Tesla paying him. Well, not in cash, it's not. Tesla's not giving him any cash. They're giving him shares that he's paying for, which was always the deal. Is it valuable to Elon? Yes, it's valuable to Elon. It always was. That's what he was working towards. That's what the compensation part of the compensation plan is. If he was able to 10x the value of everybody's shares, he was going to get paid something of value for that. And that's what the stock options are, right? If the price of the stock 5 years after he exercises is no higher than it was in 2018, those shares are going to be worth nothing, right? That's the whole point of a completely at-risk stock option plan. And it's the reason why most CEOs don't do it like this. Most CEOs want some kind of guaranteed cash salary or guaranteed bonus or some kind of bonus they know they can hit. Not crazy aggressive targets like the ones Elon hit. I replied that expense was already recorded in accordance with GAAP accounting rules stating that the compensation must be expensed as it was earned in 2018 through 2022, valued at its market value at plan inception per Black-Scholes options valuation. So, way back here in Q1 of 2018, this is when the board approved the pay package by voting on it, and I think they voted unanimously in favor. And then the shareholders voted, and Elon and Kimball recused themselves from the voting, and it still passed with 73% of the vote. Better than 2/3 anyway. I think it was 73%. And since that time, Elon earned progress towards achieving these milestones, slowly at first, and then when the market cap of Tesla started rising quite a lot in 2020 and 2021, more rapidly as more of those tranches were achieved. And the last one was achieved at the end of 2022, but these were really thin slivers. Most of it had been earned by the end of 2021. Just right at 2.2 billion of the 2.283 that it was originally valued at. So if you had wanted to buy the equivalent stock options You could have purchased them in 2018 for $2.283 billion, is what the Black-Scholes model says. It says, hey, if you're sure that Elon is going to achieve this plan, you can pay $2.283 billion and get back the same $55 billion they'll be worth in the future as Elon is going to get. Okay. The shareholders pay by dilution of the stock. Yes, but the shares are already in, the diluted share count, and the non-cash compensation has already been expensed in accordance with GAAP accounting rules in 2018 through 2022. It's very funny that people accuse Tesla of accounting shenanigans, but this is following the rules to the letter. This is exactly how you're supposed to record this expense. You don't wait until your CEO exercises their stock options and then hit the shareholders with it on their earnings report all at once. That's not matching the performance to the expense. This is, like, I quibble with the way that they do this, but it does make sense that as progress is being made towards earning these stock options, the company should be expensing it, and it has all already been expensed. So I guess I'll leave you with this one from Joseph Bella that I didn't answer. What happens if the plan is not approved? Does Tesla have to reverse all the equity expense that it already wrote down? I don't think it's ever happened before, right? This is such an unusual situation. I don't know what the accounting treatment is. If you know, if you're an accounting expert watching this video, please reply and tell us if Tesla has to reverse all of the expense that has already been expensed and take it as $2.283 billion worth of non-cash profit through the income statement if Elon is not allowed to buy these options. I don't know how that works. Loki, do you know what the accounting rules are for what to do in that situation? I'm not sure any company has ever been in that situation before. And that's my video for today. So there you go. Is Tesla going to pay Elon $55 billion and go broke? No, they definitely are not. And that's the end of this video. So with that, I will remind you to click like, the heart or the thumbs up, depending on where you're watching this video, if you liked this video, and remind you to follow me, subscribe, and click for notifications if you're into notifications. If not, no big worry. And thank you to everybody who supports me, especially my two executive producers, Kathy Kitchler and Rebellionaire.com, and I'll see you in the next one.